Bye, Jay here. I know you read the title, so you know what I'm going to say, but to steal a movie line. What's in the box? What's in the box? What this is a Creality CR-10. And as you can tell by this huge box with the swoops on it, this came from Amazon. I wanted to buy it from GearBest. They're 10 weeks out. It's cheaper. I think with a coupon you can get it for right at $400 right now, and I paid a little bit more from Amazon, but I got it in a day. I can return it because of the Amazon policies, and it's sort of a guarantee, and it's here in the States. So it cost me a little bit more, but I got it now. I don't have to wait 2.5 months. So anyway, let's get to the unboxing. I'm sure this is an overbox. I might stop the film and take the real box out of the overbox. Blade on. Oh my God, it's a box of brown paper. It's a box of brown paper. Yeah, I was right. It's another box inside the box. So I'm going to stop the film, camera, video, whatever, and take this box out and put it on top of the stand. Hold on a second. Well, now that I struggled to get this form-fitting box off of this box, this is the Creality CR-10. And what I'll do is I'll open it, I'll move the camera and show you what's in the box, then I'll probably stop the film there, and we'll just call this a true unboxing video, not a unboxing, sit around with our thumb up our butts while Jay puts it together. I'll do that separately. No, I'll probably just skip the printing, because I can't wait. I don't want to play with the video camera while I'm setting it up and getting it ready. So let's go ahead and open it, and I'll probably move the camera so you can see better. So while I'm unwrapping this is the Creality CR-10 version 10 something S something. This is the 300 by 300 by 400 version. Now I really want the 500 by 500 by 500 version. This basically prints 12 by 12 by 15 3/4. Or 11 7/8, 11 7/8 by 15 3/4. But the 500 by 500 by 500 millimeter prints 19.89 by 19.89 by 19.89, something like that. You can put your head in there. So that's what I really want, but this was like half that price. So let's look inside, shall we? Oh, it's styrofoam, my favorite. Okay, inside the box, you have the lower, you have the build plate and the lower track assembly, or whatever you want to call it, lower part of the frame. So that's in this section. As I carefully crawl over here. Then you have the upper section. In here, you have the control box. You have the assembly parts, the toolkit, and a roll of very cheap Chinese tape. Oops. And as you know, I don't use cheap tape. But anyway, so there's the unboxing. I have some options that I bought with it, and I'll append them to this video. And also I printed out some parts to go ahead and put on here. Nothing crazy, just some assist parts on Thingiverse. And if you want to see like all the little details, nuts and bolts, and put together all this stuff, there's a ton of videos. I'm just putting this out there so a lot of people that watch my channel will know I now have a CR-10. Anyway, this is Jay. Watch the next part of the video, and I'll talk to you later. And now that we've opened the Creality CR-10, I got a few things to go with it. And what is it? Actually, I've forgotten which is in which box. So we'll open it and see what's what. This seems to be some kind of a bag. Let's see. Oh, I know what this is. This is my Cubify design. If you don't know what Cubify design is, 3D Systems used to have a line of 3D printers up until recently that were called the Cube. And, you know, they were medium grade, small printers, and then they had some larger, fairly nice sized printers. But they suffered from several design flaws, and they weren't popular, and they were really expensive. But they, for a while, were the only 3-color 3D printer you could buy. And it was stocked in the factory like that, and it had programming, so the Cube software would work with 3D. This is Cubify Design. They also released, and they stopped making this in 2014. And you're like, well, why are you buying it? It's almost 4 years out of date. They used to make some CAD products. The first one is called Cubify Event, which I already have, which is a very good CAM system that's stripped down for just 3D parts. It's made specifically for 3D printers. And while Cubify Event is fairly good and fairly flexible, it has a problem with it only does one file format, STLs, and it saves a native copy called a FUN file, fun file. And it couldn't join files. It was a good CAD system for like one-off part projects. You could get around that by using different planes and other things, but Cubify Design is like SolidWorks. You can make multiple files, you can save them in different formats, you can make dimensioned prints, 2D dimension prints that you can make and print out, and you can also join different parts to make assemblies. The crazy thing is, the Cubify Event's $50. $50, that's it. Own it for life. Cubify Design was $95, and you own it for life. Of course, again, they're not supporting it since 2014, but this is a pretty darn good CAD CAM system for 3D printers. If you've never seen it before, I ask you to look at it. It's a lot cheaper than AutoCAD or SolidWorks. Okay, so that's what was in box number 1, or bag number 1. Box number 2, I'm pretty sure this is my free roll of white PLA. When I bought my Creality CR-10 off of Amazon, they were running a special where you could get a free roll of black or a free roll of white. So I already had rolls of black here. So here's my free roll of white PLA. Hicktop. I think that's who's reselling the Creality CR-10 is Hicktop, but it is just the Creality. Let's see. Yep. There's my roll of white. So, and that, again, that was free for purchasing the Creality CR-10. This should be my lock build plate. If you're familiar with some of the printing surfaces you can buy, like, oh, I'm drawing a blank. Let me stop it right here, and I'm going to look that up. Oh, I went and looked it up. It's called Build Tack. It's called Build Tack. Now, I use that on a couple of printers, and it's really sticky. And, you know, you can, like, use some juice, some ABS juice or slurry to help get it off. That's what other people use, or glue. But then that defeats the purpose to me of having the Build Tack. This, however, is a different brand called Lock Build. Now, what's cool is it's bright orange instead of black. So let's take a look. And they make it so it fits the CR-10. It's specifically made. Box incoming. Let's see. Lock Build. Again, it's, if you're not familiar with the Build Tack and some of the other ones, what this is a type of plastic Because of the way the build tack would adhere to ABS, I'm thinking it's some kind of an ABS blend, maybe an ABS polycarbonate or something, that it has a texture to it and that helps the item stick. No glue, no hairspray, no this, no that. It works on a heated bed. It's applied, it's got double stick on it. You stick it down and it prints on here and it sticks fairly well. The only downside of this and all the other ones is they're expensive. I think this was $30 for this. The build tacks are like $3 for, I don't know, $60. They're expensive. And if you're not careful, you can gouge the crap out of them and then you have to throw away and buy another one. The build tacks, they sell them in multiples of 1 or 3 or 5 or whatever. They only sell the lock bills 1 each. I've never used it, so it's going to go straight onto the Creality and we'll see from there. So again, there's my lock build printing surface. And now I'm going to have the rest of my adult beverage. Now, there are upgrades you can do to the Creality CR-10, as in objects you can print. You can also, tiny little machines, which is in Houston, Texas right now. Now, that's where the hurricane is at the time of this filming, so they're a little slow shipping. But they sell a advanced heat bed system with 2 zones that's a separate control. They sell new motherboards with advanced Marlin, like 1.14 I think, or something like that. Upgraded firmwares and stuff. I really don't see the point for that yet, but I don't know. So we'll see. It's called tinylittlемachines.com if you want to look them up. But what I did is I printed out some more stuff. This is a spool adapter, so you slide this over the arm, and what this does, it allows you to put different size spools and hold it tight and roll true so that it doesn't, wander off. So that's the one thing I printed. Then I printed a little tool holder that goes on top of the control box like this, and you can put all your tools so it sits on top of there. I printed that out. Then this is the one that a lot of people make anyway, and these are the adjustable, bigger adjustment wheels for the setting the leveling nuts to set the level. I can't talk. So you can set the level of your build plate. These attach to the build nuts, and then they're easier to turn instead of trying to reach up there and turn a nut. And then this snaps into the rail, and it just reminds you. If you turn it right, you're raising it. If you turn it left, if you turn it left, you're lowering it. If you're turning it right, you're raising it. And that just snaps onto the little rail in front. So, and all those were printed on my seat. They're still for on my Cetus 3D, which I was one of the backers originally for them. I'll have a review on that, but not right now. So that's all the options I bought. That's all the parts I printed out that I threw on the floor, and the unboxing. So the only thing left now is to set it up and do some testing prints. Okay? And that'll be in the next video. Thanks and have a good night. Okay, I lied. I said I wasn't going to put a video of me doing my print, but I lied. It's a bonus video. It's a bonus at the end of the video. So, like 40 minutes to put together. I took my time. I watched Tiny Machines assembly video. There was nothing different than all the assembly videos. You got 2 screws here, 2 screws there. Tighten them down, put the side plates on, hook the wires up. This nest of wires over here is going to have to be straightened out and use some tie wraps. Because it's like a nest. What was the goofy thing? Oh, it comes with a buttload of extra parts, spare parts. It's marked that way. It's a whole bunch of them. So that's cool. The SD card came with an SD card reader to plug in USB. It just had the manual there that didn't have the famous Decapicat test file. And this has got a little bit of a goofy interface. You have to initialize the SD card every time you put it in there before you can print off of it. I downloaded the Hot Ends FFF file for for Simplify 3D. Just took his basic FFF file, loaded a Benchy, and hit load the SD card, and I put it in there. So we'll see how it turns out. As you can see, I've got my lock build on there, plate on the glass. You know, I should slow down and not drink as much coffee, but I overhung the front edge by about, I don't know, 30 thousandths. So I had to go back and trim it off. Again, you have to order another one, so we'll see how it goes. I can already tell I'm going to have to raise the lift height. It doesn't look like it's really lifting up very high. We'll see. I mean, it's printing the 3D Benchy now. So, I was trying to think. There was something goofy. I can't remember what it was. It'll come to me as soon as I hit stop on the camera. But anyway, so it's printing. It's up, running, 40 minutes. About the only thing I can think of is all the instruction videos don't cover the double. Oh, that's what it was. This has not only got the double Z or Z axis. I don't get that. Z. Anyway, it's got the double Z axis or Z axis. So it's got another driver over here. That wasn't covered in installation, but it's pretty self-explanatory. You have to run the cable up under the gantry. I guess it doesn't know where you say. Also, this does have like a semi-auto bed leveling built-in kind of thing. I don't know. It's got auto bed leveling. You hit next and it stops, and you have to hit next and it stops, and next and it stops. I think it's assisted because I manually did it before I saw it in the menu system. So, and it looks like I got pretty close. I'm printing this at 0.3, and first layer looks like it stuck pretty good. So I'll stop the camera, and then when I get done, I'll do a close-up of it. How's that sound? Cool? I did put my add-ons, my printed add-ons. Oh, you can't see the toolbox. Hold on. So there's the control box. There's the little tool set thing, and there's the adjustment wheels that snap onto the bottom, and my little up and down indicator. I still have to print a stress bar for the heated cables that stick way out. That's what it was. This has also got, let's see if I can jam on this. Right there. You see that? That's an automatic filament detector. So if it runs out of filament, that will actually halt the print. But I guess you just stick it on there. It's just got like a little pinch fitting. I guess it just sticks onto that piece of metal. Again, there's no instructions. The cable's not marked. All the other cables are marked. That cable's not marked. So anyway, let's see if I can get a close up of the Benchy print. The orange on orange ain't helping, is it? So anyway, there's that. There's my RC cars stacked up. I had to take them off the table. So anyways, there's that. I'll stop and show you the print when I get done. Alright? Okay, thanks. Hold on. And it's done. So a little bit of on the bottom, but again, this is my very first print, the 3D Benchy. So there's my first print. Look for more. I've got one I'm working on for work that's 350 millimeters tall. So we'll see how that one goes. I might post that on. All right. Thanks and have a good night, and thank you for watching. And keep on praying. Sad.